Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. We are KVD Health Systems. I am Josh Shelkowski.
I'm Alex Joker. For our project innovation, IT right now is IT demand is at an all-time high for most companies, for almost all companies. One major company is the healthcare companies. And as system administrators, we believe that the technology that we implement into these companies should make it easier for hospital users and staff based on the basic functions of email, file sharing, firewall, information management, and automatic backups.
Due to the time constraints, we couldn't do a full-blown system with every feature for the demonstration. So we came up with these four here, which we'll each go into telling you why we decided to choose these. For the first thing, we have the firewall. Firewall needs to be as secure as possible for the network. We need to be able to control traffic coming in and out of the network. We need to have it as secure enough to allow users to still get the content that we want them to see, but not allow them to get, be able to see everything no matter what the content is. So we have a web block in place, we have a URL filter in place. We also have a web content exempt, which we will show you in a second. The next one is group policy.
Group policy basically governs how users interact with the system and the way they can access internet sites, programs, install things of that nature that are more or less inside the network and not just ruled by simple environment.
For automatic backup, for every company, you basically need a backup. Whether it's a big disaster that comes up, you need a backup to rely on that. And whether it's just from human error, you need a backup to rely on that. So you always need backups, and you also need failovers for those backups in case of emergencies.
All right, this is our topology map. PCs on the bottom are all of our servers. We have the first one, 10.10.10.3, is the server that will host DHCP, Active Directory, DNS, Group Policy Management, and the file services. The second one is 10.20.10.3. Notice it is a different address than what is the 10.10.10 subnet. That is because it's in the DMZ. We have the FTP server in the DMZ because all the files that are stored in that location are secured, which we will show you in a second. 10.10.10.4 is Linux Memphis. That is what will be running our automatic backups, which Alex will be demonstrating for you. 10.10.10.5 is our mail server and visual SVN server. We unfortunately do not have the time to show you all of that, but this is what the map shows us. Everything in green is our data VLAN. That is just a basic port that you would connect to on the switch itself, which is this purple switch here. It simulates our internal network. The red, it simulates our DMZ. The firewall has two interfaces on it. The internal interface is 10.10.10.2. The DMZ interface on the firewall is 10.20.10.1. The WAN connection, just to make it easier so we didn't have to go through you and deal with all their firewall rules and things like that, we decided to hook it up to a production stack that's already being used at a corporation that I work called Delta Network Services. And the address we pulled from their switch is 172.16.1.66. So that was what we used for setting up the policies in the firewall in order for us to get out to the internet. As you can see up there, the DHCP scopes are 10.10.10.50 to 254, so all the addresses will be within that subnet. All the client PCs, like I said before, will be in the 10.10.10.0 subnet. Now we are going to show you the demos of each.
First, we're going to show you the firewall.
using HTTPS to view the firewall, just because that is a secure protocol as opposed to HTTP. Everything is stored, everything that's stored is encrypted, whereas HTTP is just sort of plain text. So it's a more secure method. We prefer that for everything on our network to be secure rather than be stored in plain text. First thing I'm going to show you is our protection profiles. Now, these are added to each users to delegate what they're allowed to see and what they're not allowed to see. It's more like a content filter, if you will. In here, we block virus scanning through HTTP. So that's a feature that's built in that we can apply this filter that actually helps us out a lot. In here, we have a web content block, HTTP, and these are the names of it, which I'll go into more detail in a minute. Web content exempt, which allows us to exempt certain content that we know is good for the users to be able to see. And a web URL filter, which is blocking or allowing certain websites that the user should be able to see. Let me go actually show you what each of these look like. So on the web content block, we have a few patterns here. Games and gambling are most of the ones that we test on. So if anybody tries to get to a web page that contains games, contains it even one time, it's going to block that web page because of the banned word that is contained in it. So that's a good feature to have. Web content exempt. Say you go to ESPN and the site contains games and sports. Sports will override games because it's in the exempt. The exempt takes more precedence over the web content block. Now, URL filter just contains specific URLs of sites that we want blocked in our network, such as Facebook, Pandora, YouTube, anything that's going to be consuming more bandwidth we want blocked because we want all users to have the exact same amount of bandwidth. Now I'm going to show how exactly that web protection profile is added to the policy. As you can see here, it is in the service category. So it will be applied to all HTTP and all HTTPS URLs up top there. So within this policy, obviously we have that. That is the service that we are applying to these users. They have to be authenticated first, be hospital staff, hospital users, and it will also be given a user authentication disclaimer, which I will show you right now. So this is a disclaimer they see as soon as they try to connect to the internet. They have to agree. If they don't agree, they don't get anywhere. Put in a test user, and you will see the authentication is successful right there, and it will take about 5 seconds to fully verify you, and then you get to the internet. So now if we try to go to Facebook, it is blocked because the URL filter blocked it. Try to go to Pandora, same thing. Go back to Google and type in games. Try to go to games.com. It is blocked because it contains the banned word games. So it's very simple to configure, very simple to understand. Now I will show the other policy in here that is needed in order to make this work. Now, this policy right here must be added to any interface, especially for the internal WAN. It goes more general at the top here to more specific. So as it goes down the list, once it accepts the policy, it will use that policy. So there really isn't a need to hit that one, but in case something happens, if this policy is not there, all of the packets that are sent back and forth will be blocked, and you will not get to the internet regardless of what you try to do. So this has to be in there. Thank you for viewing.
Now we will show how we have some group policy set up, and therefore talk further about that.
Sure. Okay, so this is our Windows interface where we can manage group policies. Josh showed a couple of ones that we have for healthcare, big corporation and policies. Okay, so our first one is our start menu. This is basically what the users can see when they open up this Windows this version start menu. So, I mean, certain things can be enabled or disabled, connections, things like that. In like hospital setting, you kind of want to limit your users down to specific functionality. Items, so you might use videos really. Here's this kind of a more specific and less generic policy. So we're actually blocking specific program or sharp. Some of this stuff here is a little hard and a little bit cryptic for anybody who just makes a really common interface, but it's the gist of how you do it. Network share folder. Okay, so this is a common thing you have in your systems. Say some logs in with that, multiple computers, so whatever. They're going to see their same folders and files. This policy defines how users save files and essentially save server, not locally specific to desktop area. Network settings. Yeah, this is basically things. It's a big version of more specific settings. These are a lot of settings that you can access. Settings control actually use that internet application. Here we override and lock them in. Just preventing access to my computer so you can't actually file.
That is it for group policy management. Now we'll have Gwen come demo what the actual client will see on their side. Okay, so this is a working environment where they use logging. So first I'm going to show you is the start menu. Click the start menu. There's only a few things appear. If you notice that my music and my games and my picture is gone, we told those things out because we think those things are related to work. We want users to focus on working. So we only give them to Internet Explorer to look at information online, and an email to communicate internally. And next thing I will show you is the Wireshark block. So when you make a Wireshark, the message box tells you programs being blocked. We don't want users to use any unimproved or unnecessary programs. If they want to use anything, they should come to us, and we should configure for them from the back end. So, the next thing I'm going to show you is blocking C drive. For my computers, you click the C drive, same thing you see as before. The C drive is being blocked. The user cannot access it, so they cannot change anything inside the C drive. Well, why does that? Because we don't want problems. So, so it's easier for us. So we don't have less. We have less headache. We don't have problem to fix. And there is no problem to cause in the first place. The last thing I will show you is the share program. So the text file over here, you see it's on the desktop, but actually it's been saved to the network share drive. Prop-T. As you can see, the location, it just tells you that the file is being saved under another directory, a home directory on another shared drive. You create another shared file on another shared drive for agent file for users to save data. The reason for that is because if sometimes when there's just too busy patients, if somebody deletes files on purpose or by accident, we had to back up. And that's all I'm sure. Next will be
I will show you guys the backups for that network share. I decided to use Linux. I'm an avid Linux user, so I decided to try and configure the backups with Linux, and I did so using rsnapshot. It's a cool little tool. It's free. It's a file system backup, and hopefully it shows. Oh, that's right. Okay. One. Okay. So, I decided to use rsnapshot. So, in rsnapshot, I'm going to show you the config file. And here in the config file, you see where it says snapshot underscore root. And then we're going to have all our backups saved under slash mnt slash snapshots. I took our network shares and I mounted it on this computer, so I'll show you where that's mounted. It's actually mounted under mnt slash home, and I'll show you all that. With our snapshot, you can do a bunch of different things with it. You can use SSH to back up remote computers. Right here, there's the intervals. You can set your intervals however you want. Today, I'm just going to show you an hourly backup, but for companies, usually they do a daily, weekly, or monthly backup. But I'll just show you the hourly today. And the verbose, I set as 5. Usually, you can set your backups as a cron tab. Usually, that's what companies do, but today I'm just going to run that one command, and when you run that one command, it'll show you everything that it's backing up, and you can even set it to just show only the errors that shows up, if any. There's some excludes and includes. You can choose it in here. You can format it so you can choose what you want it to not back up out of the file system if you have that in your company. And right here where it says backup and then space underscore slash mnt slash home, that's what we're backing up. That's where the file share is mounted. And let me show you that. So this first time to do it. Sorry about that. So that's our users. We just have a couple of us. And, if I go into my folder, I'll show you. Here's my desktop, my documents, and all that stuff. So I'm going to go back, and I am going to do our snapshot order. And right now it's backing up everything in that shared folder. It might take a minute, but this is just the verbose. It shows everything that's backing up, and it will store it in slash mnt slash snapshots. And the fun part about that, which I'll show you, is that if you just make one change into the location that you're backing it up into, it just backs up that one change. It doesn't have to back it up all over again. So it's a really nice tool. We just put a bunch of, as you can see, little test files. And if I go into the snapshot directory. And you go into hourly.0, that's how it's listed. And what it does is it increments every single time you make a new backup. So the next backup will be hourly.1. So right here, there's all our backups. And if I go back into home and I make a test directory, and I run it again, and it's just going to back up that. So I go back into MMT snapshots where it is saved into, and as you can see, hourly.1 is the old one. That's the what got me confused a little bit, but it's the old one, and you can see that that test directory that I just made is not there, so that is showing that it's the old one. And if I go back and I go into hourly.0, it shows there's the test directory that I made, so it backed up everything that new test directory. And that is our presentation. Any questions? Okay.
This is for a hospital?
Yeah.
So the doctor could go around and do his patient notes on, you have a source of where it's
Yeah, that's essentially what it is.
It's hard to simulate a hospital setting when you only have a certain amount of gear we can use, or a certain amount of gear we're given, or we're limited to what we can and can't do. We can't make a full hospital in 16 weeks, but usually that's what happens. If you
Basic
wireless
key
laptop.
functions of the IT in the hospital.
even the wireless networks are a violation of
I guess.
But also your backup tells you to be encrypted.
Yeah, that's true. You can easily encrypt